Choirs. Ladies, when it comes to understanding men, you have to realize something first. Men don't always use words to tell you what's going on in their head. They're not built like that. A lot of times, their body choirs. Their energy, their actions, they'll say everything before their mouth ever does. And when it comes to sexual attraction, trust me, the signs are there. You just have to know how to read them. Choirs. Now I'm about to break this down, and I'm going to give it to you straight. 5 signs he's not just interested, but sexually attracted to you. And if you see these signs, choirs, don't play like you don't know what's happening. Pay attention, because attraction is powerful. It pulls, it drives. It makes a man act in ways he doesn't even recognize. Choirs. The first thing you've got to understand is this. Attraction is different from attention. A man can give you attention because he's bored, because you're around, because it's convenient. But attraction choirs. Real attraction that comes with energy. It comes with effort. It comes with a kind of hunger you can feel without a word being spoken. That's why these signs matter. Choirs. They separate the ones who are just passing time from the ones who are drawn to you. Sign number 1, his eyes don't just look at you, they linger. When a man is sexually attracted, he can't help it. Choirs. His eyes will find you across the room. And not just in a polite way, not just a glance. His eyes will stick, they'll travel, they'll study. And sometimes they'll give him away even when he tries to hide it. Choirs. You'll see him looking at your lips when you talk. You'll notice his eyes drifting down and back up when he thinks you're not paying attention. He'll hold eye contact a little longer than normal. Choirs. Because that's attraction. A man's eyes tell the truth before his mouth ever does. When he's sexually drawn to you, you will feel it. His eyes won't just be looking, they'll be undressing. Choirs. They'll be speaking a language of their own. And you'll know it because it creates an energy in the room, a spark you can't ignore. And let me tell you something. Women are built with intuition. Choirs. You know, when a man's looking at you with interest versus when he's just looking around, don't ignore that gut feeling. If his eyes lock on you in a way that makes your stomach flip, requires. If you can feel the heat in his gaze, that's not casual. That's desire. That's attraction showing itself without permission. Sign number 2, his body betrays him. Men can talk all day, but the body requires. The body tells the truth. Watch the way he positions himself around you. If he leans in closer when you're speaking, if he finds ways to close the distance, if his feet are pointed in your direction, choirs. That's no accident. Attraction pulls. It draws a man's body toward the source of that attraction. You'll notice the way he shifts when you enter the room. Suddenly he's sitting taller, requires. Suddenly his chest is out. Suddenly his shoulders are back. Because when a man is sexually attracted, his body wants to present itself. It's instinct. He wants to appear stronger, more confident, more appealing, requires. His hands may fidget because his energy is restless. His voice may lower without him realizing. His laugh may come quicker around you. These are signals. They're not rehearsed. They're not thought out. Requires. They're natural reactions to the pull he feels. Now don't get it twisted. A man can lean in to listen out of politeness. But when it's attraction, the closeness feels charged. You feel the tension in the air. Requires. You feel the pull in the way his presence changes the energy. His body will speak in whispers louder than words, and you can always tell. Sign number 3, he finds reasons to touch you. Pay close attention here. Choirs. Physical contact is one of the clearest indicators of attraction. When a man is sexually attracted to you, he looks for excuses to break that barrier. Choirs. Maybe it's a light touch on your back as you walk through the door. Maybe it's his hand brushing yours when you're both reaching for something. Choirs. Maybe it's the playful bump of his shoulder against yours when he's joking around. These aren't accidents. They're tests. They're signals. He's saying, I want to be closer. And the thing is, choirs. The touches are light at first, subtle. He's feeling out the response. He wants to see if you lean in or lean away. And if you don't pull back, he takes that as a green light. Now, understand this. Choirs. A man who's not attracted won't go out of his way to touch you. Respectful men don't cross physical boundaries for no reason. But when attraction is there, the urge to connect physically is strong. Choirs. He wants to bridge that space. He wants to feel you near. That's why you'll notice these small touches adding up. A hand on your shoulder when he laughs. A touch to your hand when he's making a point. Choirs. Little moments that speak volumes. Sign number 4, he can't stop complimenting you in ways that go beyond casual. Now listen closely. There are compliments, and then there are compliments. Choirs. Casual compliments are things like nice shirt or cool haircut, but when a man is sexually attracted, his compliments are charged. He'll tell you how beautiful you look. Choirs. Not just good. He'll notice your scent. He'll point out how your smile lights up a room. He'll say things that let you know he's looking deeper than the surface. His words will feel personal, intimate. Choirs. And often they'll slip out without a meaning to. That's because attraction leaks through the mouth before the brain can filter it. You'll hear the difference. The tone shifts. The words hold weight. Choirs. He's not just talking about your appearance. He's expressing the way you make him feel. That's the key. When he compliments you in a way that feels emotional, charged, or lingering, choirs. That's a clear sign his attraction goes beyond casual interest. Sign number 5, his energy changes when you're around. And this is the biggest one. Choirs. A man who is sexually attracted cannot keep his energy neutral when the object of that attraction walks into the room. It doesn't matter how cool he tries to play it. His vibe shifts. Choirs. You'll see him light up when you enter, or you'll see him get nervous, restless, fidgety. Either way, his energy betrays him, because attraction demands expression. Choirs. He may suddenly start talking more to get your attention, or he may get quieter watching, soaking you in. His friends may even notice and tease him. But the bottom line is this. When you're around, choirs. His energy is different. That's attraction. That's desire showing up in its purest form. And you know what's powerful? You feel it too. You feel the pull. You feel the tension. Choirs. You feel the way the room changes when he focuses on you. That's not your imagination. That's chemistry. That's energy. That's attraction in action. Respect yourself first, choirs, and the world will follow your lead. This truth is one of the most powerful realities you will ever embrace, because respect is not something that begins on the outside. It begins within. The way you hold yourself, choirs. The way you treat yourself, the way you talk to yourself in the quiet of your own mind, all of these become signals to the world about how you are to be treated. Choirs. People do not decide how to treat you based only on who they are. They also decide based on what you allow, what you demand, and what you carry in your presence. When you respect yourself, requires. You set the standard before you ever open your mouth. It shows in your posture, in your energy, in the choices you make, in the things you say yes to, and in the things you refuse to tolerate. Requires. Self-respect is not arrogance. It is not pride. It is not about thinking you are above anyone. It is about knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you are valuable. Choirs. And knowing that your life has meaning too great to be diminished by careless hands or thoughtless treatment. Self-respect is the soil where confidence grows, and confidence is what makes your voice unshackable, choirs your decisions unmovable, and your spirit undeniable. A person who respects themselves does not beg for crumbs of attention, does not fight to keep what does not value them, choirs, does not sell themselves short in the name of temporary affection. Respecting yourself means you do not need validation to know your worth, because your worth is not for sale and it is not negotiable. Requires. When you understand that deeply, you stop chasing people who do not see you, and you stop lowering yourself for situations that are beneath you. Choirs. Respect teaches the world how to treat you without you ever saying a word. Respecting yourself also shapes your relationships. If you demand respect from yourself, choirs. You will not accept a partner who constantly disrespects you. You will not tolerate being spoken to in ways that tear you down. You will not stay in environments where your peace is always disturbed. Choirs. You will not believe the lie that love is proven by how much pain you can endure. When you respect yourself, you redefine what love means. Love becomes about peace, about safety, about honor, about consistency. Choirs. Respect turns love into a healthy exchange, not a battlefield where your dignity is destroyed. Self-respect also changes the way you move in your ambitions. A person without self-respect will take any opportunity, choirs. Chase every approval, bend at every demand just to get ahead. But a person with self-respect knows that not all doors are worth walking through. Some opportunities cost too much if they demand your integrity. Choirs. Some positions are not worth the title if you have to betray your values to sit in the seat. Self-respect gives you a backbone. It makes you unshakable when pressure tells you to compromise. Requires. It reminds you that success without peace is failure, that progress without integrity is loss. Respect makes you patient because you know what belongs to you will find you. Choirs. And you do not need to sacrifice yourself to get it. Respecting yourself teaches you to say no, and that no becomes powerful. No to toxic relationships, no to draining conversations. Choirs. No to people who only come to take, no to places that diminish your worth. Every no backed by self-respect becomes a yes to peace, a yes to joy, a yes to wholeness, a yes to the life you deserve. Choirs. Many people struggle because they fear that saying no will make them lose love, lose opportunity, lose connection. But the truth is, when you say no from a place of self-respect, choirs, you never lose what is truly meant for you. You only lose what was there to use you, and that is never a loss. Respecting yourself changes even the way you talk to yourself. Choirs. The words you repeat in your head become the story you live. And if you are constantly tearing yourself down, calling yourself unworthy, convincing yourself that you do not matter, choirs, you will attract people and situations that echo those same lies. But when you respect yourself, you discipline your thoughts. You catch yourself when you start to belittle your own reflection, choirs, and instead you remind yourself that you are enough, that you are strong, that you have something to give, that you deserve peace, that you are valuable even when you fail, choirs, that you are worthy even when others walk away. Respecting yourself is not just about how others see you. It is about how you see you, because no one can respect you more than you respect yourself. Choirs. Respect also requires boundaries. Without boundaries, self-respect is just a word. Boundaries are the actions that prove your respect. A boundary says, I love you, but I will not let you speak to me that way. Choirs. I care for you, but I will not let you drain me. I see your potential, but I will not allow your chaos to destroy my peace. Boundaries do not push love away. Choirs. They filter out everything that pretends to be love but is not. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are gates that only allow the right people in. Choirs. A person who respects themselves knows that access to their time, energy, and heart is a privilege, not a right, and they treat it as such. When you respect yourself, you also respect your body. Choirs. You understand that your body is not something to be given carelessly, that it is not something to be used to keep someone who does not value you, that it is not something to be punished because of shame. Requires you treat your body with honor, with care, with discipline, because you understand that it carries you through life and deserves. You can give it. Respect makes you listen to what your body needs. Choirs. Makes you rest when it's weary, makes you heal when it's broken, makes you feed it well, makes you cherish it as the vessel of your life. Self-respect is also about time. Choirs. A person who respects themselves does not waste time in situations that go nowhere, does not give hours to conversations that steal peace, does not live days repeating cycles that only bring pain. Requires. Time is the most precious resource, and when you respect yourself, you respect your time. You spend it wisely. You invest it in growth, in love, in dreams, in relationships that feed your soul instead of drain it. Choirs. You understand that time cannot be refunded, and so you guard it as carefully as you guard your heart. Respecting yourself makes you magnetic. People may not always like you, choirs, but they will always recognize something powerful in you. They will see a light that is not dimmed by desperation, a strength that does not bend for approval, a presence that cannot be ignored. Choirs. Respecting yourself makes you attractive in a way that is deeper than appearance, because people can sense when you are whole, when you are steady, when you know who you are. They might not always know why requires, but they will feel it. Respect also makes you fearless in a way that changes your life. When you respect yourself, you are not afraid of being alone, because you know solitude is not emptiness, it is peace. Choirs. You are not afraid of losing people, because you know what you gain when you keep your dignity is greater. You are not afraid of rejection. Choirs. Because you know that rejection is simply redirection to what aligns with your worth. Fear loses power over you when self-respect is alive in you. Choirs. Because you know that your value does not decrease when someone fails to see it. Self-respect is the foundation of all greatness. Without it, no success can satisfy you, no love can fulfill you. Requires. No achievement can make you whole. Without it, you will always bend, always chase, always compromise until you lose sight of yourself. With it, you become unshakable. Requires. Because you no longer need the world to confirm who you are. You carry your identity with you, and the world has no choice but to follow your lead. When you truly know your worth, you stop giving discounts. Requires. You stop bargaining with yourself. You stop negotiating your value. You stop lowering the price of who you are just to be accepted by people who don't even know the power of what they're holding. Requires. Knowing your worth is not about arrogance. It is about clarity. It is about finally realizing that you are not just here to fill space. You are not just here to be a background character in someone else's life. Requires. You are not just here to take whatever comes your way. You are here with purpose. You are here with gifts. You are here with something that nobody else on this earth can ever duplicate. That's what worth really is. Requires. So many people live their lives trying to prove themselves to others. They hustle for approval. They chase attention. They beg to be chosen. Requires. They give pieces of themselves away little by little until there is nothing left, and still they wonder why people do not see their value. The truth is, no one will ever fully see your worth until you see it first. Requires. If you walk around believing you are disposable, people will treat you as disposable. If you present yourself as replaceable, people will treat you as replaceable. But when you know your worth, requires. You carry yourself differently. You move differently, you speak differently, you show up in rooms differently, you don't shrink, you don't beg, you don't settle. Knowing your worth changes everything. Requires. It changes the way you love. It changes the way you choose. It changes the way you allow others to enter your life. When you know your worth, you do not run after people who ignore you. Requires. Because you understand that silence is an answer. When you know your worth, you do not beg for attention because you understand that love freely given is worth more than attention demanded. When you know your worth, requires. You do not chase those who leave because you understand that absence is also a message. Knowing your worth makes you powerful because it means you are no longer afraid of losing what does not align with you. Requires. Knowing your worth teaches you to walk away. That is one of the most difficult lessons, but also one of the most freeing, to walk away from people who cannot love you the way you deserve. Requires. To walk away from jobs that drain you without ever recognizing you. To walk away from friendships that only take and never give. Requires. To walk away from environments that shrink you down until you cannot recognize yourself. Walking away does not mean you are weak. It means you are strong enough to choose yourself. Requires. It means you understand that peace is worth more than chaos, dignity is worth more than attachment, and your future is worth more than holding on to something that hurts you. When you know your worth, requires. You stop competing with others because you realize that your journey is unique. You do not need to compare your timeline to anyone else's. You do not need to match someone else's progress step by step. Requires. You do not need to envy what someone else has. Knowing your worth frees you from the trap of comparison because you understand that nobody can beat you at being you. Your lane is your lane. Requires. Your blessings are your blessings. Your story is your story, and what is yours will not pass you by. Knowing your worth is also about what you no longer tolerate. Requires. It is about setting standards that match the value you carry. People who know their worth do not accept disrespect disguised as love. They do not accept manipulation disguised as care. Requires. They do not accept excuses disguised as effort. When you know your worth, you set the bar higher not because you are demanding perfection from others. Requires. But because you understand that love without respect is not love at all. Effort without consistency is not commitment. Promises without action are just words. When you know your worth, requires. You no longer chase temporary satisfaction at the cost of long-term peace. You no longer give your energy to people who drain it. You no longer sacrifice your dignity to keep a connection alive. Requires. You no longer sell yourself short for fleeting validation. Knowing your worth means you think long-term. You ask yourself, will this feed my soul or will it starve it? Will this relationship lift me? Requires. Or will it break me? Will this opportunity honor me or will it use me? That kind of clarity is power because it saves you years of pain and wasted time. Your worth is not measured by who chooses you. Requires. Your worth is not measured by who stays. Your worth is not measured by how much attention you get. Your worth is not measured by the number of likes, followers, or people who clap when you win. Choirs. Your worth is not measured by the mistakes you made, by the failures you endured, or by the people who walked away. Your worth is built into you. It was there when you were born. It was there when you were broken. Choirs. It was there when you were doubted. It will be there when you rise again. No one can add to it and no one can take from it. The only thing that changes is whether you believe it or not. When you know your worth, choirs, you forgive yourself more easily. You stop beating yourself up for every wrong turn, every poor choice, every failure. You start to see mistakes not as proof of weakness, but as lessons that sharpen you. Choirs. You stop carrying shame like a burden, and you start carrying wisdom like a crown. When you know your worth, you realize that your value is not destroyed by your past. You realize that scars do not make you unworthy. Choirs. They make you real. They make you strong. They make you relatable. They make you human. When you know your worth, you handle rejection differently. Instead of seeing rejection as proof that you are not enough, choirs, you see it as protection. You see it as redirection. You understand that rejection is not a statement about your value. It is a statement about alignment. Some doors close not because you are unworthy, choirs, but because what's on the other side cannot hold the weight of who you are. Some people walk away not because you are not lovable, but because they were never ready to handle the depth of your love. Choirs. Some opportunities do not work out not because you lack ability, but because your purpose is pulling you in a different direction. When you know your worth, you carry yourself with quiet confidence. Choirs. You do not need to shout about who you are. You do not need to prove yourself to everyone you meet. You do not need to convince people to believe in you. You simply live in your truth, choirs, and your truth speaks louder than words ever could. People see it, they feel it, they sense it. Your presence becomes undeniable. Your spirit becomes unshakable. Your confidence becomes magnetic. Choirs. Knowing your worth allows you to give love more freely. People often think that loving yourself first makes you selfish, but the opposite is true. When you love yourself, when you know your worth, choirs, you stop loving out of desperation. You stop loving out of fear of being alone. You stop loving to fill a void. Instead, you love from abundance. You love because you are already whole. Choirs. You love because you have something real to give. You love without clinging, without begging, without losing yourself in the process. That is the purest kind of love because it does not come from need. Choirs. It comes from overflow. When you know your worth, you attract differently. You attract people who value you because your energy no longer entertains those who don't. Choirs. You attract opportunities that align with your purpose because you no longer chase every open door. You attract peace because your boundaries keep chaos out. You attract respect because you respect yourself. Choirs. Your life starts to align in ways you never thought possible, all because you finally decided to stop shrinking and start standing in who you are.